On the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Alex told you the government announced recently that the recession is over. It ended on June of 2009. The millions of Americans unable to find work might not agree. Perhaps the recession ended for the bankers and government employees, but for the rest of us, things seem to be getting worse. Gold and silver haven't heard the news either. They've begun their long-expected journey to the moon. In addition to converting your shrinking dollars into gold and silver, you should consider a food savings account from eFoods Direct. They both make fabulous investments. Food is our greatest dependency, and we know it will be more precious than any financial resource. You and your family need food to survive a crisis, and you can't eat paper, stocks, or metals. Alex has been urging you to invest in delicious, easy-fix meals to enjoy now or save for long-term. This will freeze the cost of your food while you can still afford it. Visit efoodsdirect.com on the internet or call 800-409-5633. That's efoodsdirect.com or 800-409-5633.
You are listening to an Infowars.com frontline report. If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
This broadcast focuses on reality, what's happening in the world today. It's about not being a spectator who just accepts whatever is handed to them by the media and the government and the culture controllers. It's about the people getting involved fundamentally in understanding the dynamics that govern our planet and trying to control our own destinies instead of handing our destiny over to others. It's about truly living. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, we're here Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central, back Sundays, 4 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, the big news here, obviously, is that the situation is continuing to deteriorate in the Middle East and North Africa. And our inside sources called it. This was going to happen 5 months ago. We also have incredible announcements from the Wall Street Journal, why the dollar's reign is near an end. And they basically announce this situation and this earth-shattering development like it's no big deal. This will cause massive dollar devaluation. It will cause the dollar and the countries that hold trillions of dollars, like China, the Middle East, in the aggregate holds trillions. The European Union holds close to $1 trillion. It will cause those holdings to lose value. It will cause the value of the dollar to plunge, triggering massive inflation. It will decimate people on fixed incomes like Social Security or people working near the poverty line, the working poor. All our country had left was the dollar. The industry's been shut down by the regulations and control and by the deals that have been signed with China. Globalism is a disease. It is a cancer designed to create a race to the bottom, a giant sucking sound. Remember 16, 17 years ago in 1994? We have clips of it in my film, Fall the Republic, whenever Ross Perot went on television and said, this will drop wages. This will deindustrialize. This will hurt this country. He said the next few decades, it will destroy us. And the media laughed at him, and Al Gore got up there and said, this is a great deal, Larry. You need to be quiet, Ross Perot, and kept interrupting him. Oh, this is such a good deal. And you could just look at him and know from history he was lying, but also, not just intellectually, just watching him. He was enjoying conning people. And then he got together a few years later, in '96, with Ken Lay, at the White House with Enron, and wrote up the carbon tax plan that we're now under. I mean, Al Gore is a criminal, is a treacherous, traitorous gangster setting up scams to make you and your family poor and consolidate wealth. They want a post-industrial America. This is their goal. I want to know what you think about it. 800-259-9231. Just briefly getting back to Machete. In Hollywood Reporter, they basically kicked off this narrative a few days ago. The man behind Charlie Sheen's rants meets syndicated radio host Alex Jones. And at the end of the article, as a way to discredit me, they say, last year, Jones predicted a coming race war in America to be brought on by the release of Robert Rodriguez's Machete. It didn't happen. Really, major newspapers reported on the 6 riots that happened in the 2 days after Machete was released in Southern California. In every case, knife and machete wielding people, including one person having to be gunned down by police. And at the very same time, in the videos that they linked to in Hollywood Reporter to discredit me, I talked about beheadings happening in Arizona by the drug cartels and how the script for Machete talked about ongoing beheadings with machetes. And I said this was certainly going to encourage this and increase it. Then when the movie came out and there were a bunch of beheadings in California, in Arizona, and in South Texas, I was reading these out of major newspapers and watching it on local TV in different areas of the country, Arizona, Texas, California, a few other areas. And it was Mexican drug gangs chopping people's heads off. And there were news articles that came out at the time saying Jones is lying. There's no beheadings going on with machetes. And I was like, excuse me, I have all the mainstream articles. They were counting on you being stupid. They were counting on you not going and researching and looking it up. So they're always announcing that we're wrong. They're always announcing that we've told people things that weren't true, twisting what we said. I said if he didn't cut the particularly race war invocations out of the film, that there was a very good chance it was going to trigger it. He did cut some of it out. But I had the exact script. I knew what areas were cut out. It was word for word the exact script. They lied and said I didn't have the script. Well, I knew I had the script. It came from a major Hollywood manager. It also came out of an Austin office. I'm not going to say whose office. I think you can guess. Where's Rodriguez based? And then I also was sent a different version, but only slightly, of a rewrite from someone anonymously. Now, that said, every week or so, I see new beheading stories. Here's one today. Police, Arizona beheading tied to Mexican drug cartel. And this is Thursday, March 3rd, 2011. This is today. And sometimes I see these multiple times a week. Sometimes it takes a few weeks. And when I say I see it every week, I mean, that's about how often I see it. You may be seeing it more often. But authorities have determined a man who was stabbed and beheaded in a suburban Phoenix apartment was killed for stealing drugs from a Mexican cartel in a gruesome example of drug cartel violence spilling over the border. And he reportedly stole 400 pounds of marijuana and meth from a drug cartel and got his head chopped off. So there's... by the way, it wasn't just me who got attacked, and they said I was making up beheadings all over the U.S. The governor... When I talked about this on video, it got picked up in the news. The governor talked about beheadings in Arizona. Particularly when the coyotes catch people that didn't pay them to cross, they chop their heads off. They found whole groups of people in Arizona for years with their heads chopped off. Women raped, and then they have their heads chopped off. Children having their heads chopped off. They find whole barns on the Mexican border with the U.S., in one case just a few months ago, with hundreds of dead, chopped up and shot. And what did the so-called liberal media do? They just came out and said, there's no heads being chopped off. The Arizona governor is a liar. Okay, she's a liar. All right. Here is the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. They just reposted the Associated Press, so to be technical, it's AP. Amanda Lee Myers. Today. Another beheading. Doesn't exist. Okay. Now, speaking of that whole area of discussion, heads of U.S. Mexico to meet as tensions rise. And they go on to report that Obama is discussing putting armed U.S. agents in Mexico. Guys, that was in my stack. But now I can't find it. Will you put it on screen? Obama discussing putting armed U.S. agents in Mexico. Thank you. Which is a horrible, horrible, horrible idea. They have had now in the last 2 years over 30,000 Mexicans killed in the drug war. Thousands of them are government officials and police and military. I mean, in 1 week they killed, a few months ago, what was it, 4 mayors? Shot 3 of them, chopped the head off of another. Was it 3 or 4 or 5? I can't even remember. I think it was, maybe it was 5. There it is, AFP. Obama to discuss armed U.S. agents in Mexico. The United States will discuss the idea of U.S. armed agents operating inside Mexico, which is being rocked by deadly drug violence. When President Barack Obama meets his Mexican counterpart, Felipe Calderon, a U.S. senior official said yesterday, Obama welcomes Calderon to the White House today. It's a top priority for the U.S. government to ensure the measures are being taken to protect our personnel, the official said, speaking on condition of anonymity. Oh, yeah, because we've had all those embassy workers shot, killed, stabbed, and beheaded. Oh, that's been happening, too. But Howard Stern says it's not happening, so because he knows how to make flatulence jokes, it must be true. I mean, it's crazy. All these news articles I've seen since I exposed Machete almost a year ago now, or I don't know, 9, 10 months ago, have been proven wrong. We've been proven right, but they don't care. They just declare that we've lost and hope that people aren't paying attention. They think you're stupid. Now continuing, heads of U.S. Mexico to meet as tensions rise, violence from drug war to top agenda as Calderon visits Obama today. Now, that's out of the Wall Street Journal. If they decriminalize cocaine and heroin and marijuana, which I'm not saying is good to use those things, in every study, in every European country that's done it, doesn't mean you sell it to school kids. It doesn't. No. You control it. And on average, within about 2 years, drug use drops by half. It's no longer seen as sexy and cool. The money isn't involved in it. And so there aren't all the women and fast cars and mansions associated with it. Then young people can't be involved in it as a business. Addicts, crime always plunges, again, by around 50% on average, because if they can go to the corner clinic and get their heroin for free through a welfare program, and it's medical grade, and they're given smaller amounts of it, are they going to break into your house and steal your jewelry and computer, and if they happen to catch you there, kill you because they need to get their fix by putting a needle in their arm? Is a crackhead going to carjack you and your family because they got to have crack? The crack zombies that we see running around on the streets of every major city with their hair falling out, looking like something out of Day of the Dead zombies.